Hey everyone, it's VM Campos Magic Fan. Thanks to Wizards of the Coast for giving me a fully stocked, a fully loaded Magic Arena account so that I can try the latest and the greatest set, Core Set 2021. And I'm live right now for everyone to check out my gameplay. Now I'm going to put out a couple more tweets and such. Just one moment to invite more people. But thanks everyone for coming. Say hello in the chat. How are you doing so far? I am going to be playing a ton of this Core Set 2021. We're going to look at all the newest cards. We're going to craft any cards that we want, basically, and challenge the other people. And we're going to challenge all of the other people that are also playing as part of this special VIP event. So let's start things off by playing a little bit of this brand new meme deck. There's more cats and dogs in Magic now. And we are going to try this out. Well, hey there, Daybreak. So it's a little bit of everything. You can play just about any sort of thing here. Right now I'm going to play the main like, not the ladder, but the randomly play a person. Now, the problem, of course, will be that I'm playing a meme deck, and I'm sure my opponent is trying to play the most hardcore meta tier 1 deck. So we're going to get stomped. But we'll play the other modes in just a little bit. So thanks for coming. How are you? It's time for some MTGM 21 early access streamer event. Thanks to Wizards of the Coast for giving me a stocked account to try out. I'm also writing over here a stocked account to try out. Hashtag sponsored. As per FCC regulations, we have to do this. So, why is my opponent not doing too much? Oh well, we'll see what happens in just a moment, if we get a free win or what. In our private server that I can't talk about, I know that people have been having trouble with the system, like installing it and playing and so forth. So hopefully my opponent's okay. Well, finally I got it right there. Okay, so anyway, on our side, we have a bunch of dogs and cats, but that's not a great opening hand, so that's a little bit better opening hand. We'll play with this. So the idea of the deck is we have the pack leader, which gives all dogs +1/+1 and makes them indestructible, kind of, when they attack. And we've got Selfless Savior, who also gives one other dog indestructible, plus it's got amazing art. Look at that little doggy right there. He's so happy to die for the cause. And then we've also got cats in the deck. We've got some cats in the deck. We've got some cats in the deck that destroy artifacts, that do fun stuff. And of course we've got the biggest, baddest cat dog of all, Rin and Seri. Let's see if we can summon a Rin and Seri and do hilarious things. So the opponent has Umori, so they're not actually playing. So when I do these early access events, I love to play with cards focused on the set, and I can direct challenge people that are also part of the event. This is not a direct challenge, this is just a let's play. So I like to make a bunch of decks with stipulations. Ooh, look at this dog army. So I like to make decks with stipulations, and this one is the everything's cats and dogs. Now it's not a tier deck, of course, because if I only focus on core set 21, not every card that I need is out there. Now that's kind of random. They have their own feline sovereign, I guess. Okay, so okay, the Magmut. I've got a Bolt Hound, which I like better. I've got a Bolt Hound, which has haste and then gives other other attackers more power. But yep, we'll see here. So that'll chump block and actually kill their Lurrus, but they'll gain 4 life. But I guess they might be struggling a little bit with things. And again, I'll take all of this damage because my dogs are indestructible when they attack. My dogs are indestructible, but since it has... why? They blocked, but why didn't that kill it? Weird. Okay, anyway, so we got a Necropanther. Get to return something back from the battlefield. They're going to bring that cat back, I guess. That comes in as a 4/4, I guess. Protection from what? Protection from dogs. How does that have protection from dogs? Oh, yeah, because the feline sovereign. Okay. That's why it had that. Okay, anyway, let's do our animal sanctuary to +1. Just anything, I guess. I think what I can do here, if I attack with all of this and then hold back the Magmut, then I can do 1 ping point of damage. And instead the opponent loses the will to live. Yep, okay, that's what happens when you go up against cats and, well, dogs. I didn't get any of my cat creatures, this was only dog creatures. So, okay. Let me look at the deck again because I'm gonna fully, craft it properly, of course. And then all of you in the chat can help me out, of course. So how's everyone doing so far today? So I've got the one that's standard, that has all the cards of standard, which I think is a little better because it's standard. But then I've got a version that's only M21 cards. So we got the Selfless Savior. It's there for... the Selfless Savior is there to protect another creature. We've got a Shock, of course, to do a little bit of removal. Basri's Solidarity. This is the one I'm thinking of possibly removing. It gives all my creatures +1 permanently, but it's sorcery speed. Pack Leader gives all dogs +1. It's not legendary, so I can keep stacking it. Swift Response destroys one of their tapped creatures. If they attack me with one of their powerful creatures, then destroy it at instant. Hey, wait a minute. At instant speed, I just realized here. Swift Response, destroy target tapped creature. At instant! There was another card that destroyed a tapped creature, but it was a sorcery. So this is like the power creep in white. Has that card ever existed before? Swift Response. No, this is the first time this card ever exists. I love this card. This is white, destroy for 2 mana. Instant speed. I didn't even notice that. I thought it was just a sorcery like the other white spell that has previously done that, but that's amazing. I might put more of them in the deck, actually. Chandra's Magmut, it's a 2/2. It's okay. It taps, deals 1 damage to a player or planeswalker. I want it there for the critical mass of dogs. It's not as amazing as it could be. There's not a lot of dogs to work with anyway. Heroic Intervention, make all of my creatures hexproof and indestructible. Probably put another one of those. Bolt Hound, I love this one. 2/2 for 3 mana. It's got haste, so it attacks right away, and I love the art. And then whenever it attacks, my other creatures get a +1, so I can go in with a huge overrun tactic on that if I want. Feline Sovereign gives all cats +1/+1 protection from dogs, and whenever one or more cats deals damage to a player, destroy one of their artifacts or enchantments. Pride Malkin, not amazing, but it's a 2/1. Give a creature, itself included, possibly, a +1. And every creature with a +1 has also trample. And then, of course, the big creature here is Rin and Seri. 4 mana for a 4/4. Whenever you summon a dog, create a cat. Whenever you summon a cat, create a dog. And then pay 3 mana in Naya colors to have it deal damage to any target equal to the number of dogs you control, and then gain life equal to the number of cats you control. So that's the deck. Let's play it a little bit more, just with random people here, and then we'll see about maybe improving it. We'll also do draft. There's a bunch of draft to play. There's direct challenges. We could also do Brawl against people. I have a whole server full of early access streamers that we can play against. So, okay, so we've got the Scryland. What do we have with that? The Solidarity, sure. Second, Swift Response. Okay, I'm gonna definitely Swift Response that Double Striker. Hopefully they attach some sort of aura to it. Angel, who cares? And again, Swift Response, amazing. How does this card even exist? So let's see if they choose to block with their 2/2. They will. Okay, I've got another one in hand, no problem. Let's see, got another one of those. Okay. Let's set up this way, I guess. I'm missing a land drop. But then next turn I can bring in the Hound, attack. It's gonna get pacified. Okay, fine. And there's a bunch of those which are pretty worthless. Okay, let's, I guess we've just gotta clean the board a little bit before they overrun us, and I missed another land drop, so let's see, what about them? Looks like they're not getting anything good. I'm also missing my green mana. So I guess I'll set it up this way. Hopefully they don't pacify that as well. That's just a 1/1. Sure. Alright, if I bring this out, scry that, another magma, not really. Instead, we'll put a Bolt Hound, giving that a +1, and suddenly that's a 4/3 and a 3/3. Alright. What else? Adversario, another pacifism on that, sure. That will still let me do this. Check it out, I can still tap one like that. Then I finally have my green mana, so how about this little guy right here? And then also a +1. 5 damage. Next turn I can attack with the Pride Malkin, perhaps? Oh man. Okay, next turn I can attack with the Pride Malkin, and then I will be able to do damage. Okay. Other cats get +1. Nice. Tap with my Magmut. Attacking as a 5/3. Okay, that'll work, but it has trample. I can destroy that pack leader, and this might have turned around unless they've got a board wipe. Oh, there we go. So Adversario couldn't handle the cat action, and the cat and dog action, the Rin and Seri action. So that's another win right there. Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Hopefully you're having a good time. If this is the first time you visit, I'm VM Campos. I stream every Saturday, Magic Arena. But I'm also part of the Early Access Streamer event. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring me, for giving me a fully loaded account, and me and a bunch of other players get to play, and I think there's a bug in the system right here. But anyway, me and a bunch of other players... get to play here with the latest and the greatest cards. I'm going to play some draft in just a moment. Let's try one more or so of the Rin and Seri deck. Okay, so I get to go first at least, but nothing good here at all. That reminds me, how's my mana base? Do I have a Fabled Passage in here? Because I need Fabled Passage as well. Fabled Passage to mana fix. Alright, so I've got a shock in hand just in case. Then my third land will be for my... what do you call it? Okay, I guess I gotta get rid of that right away. So, in the anything goes of it all, they have their Riddle form. That loses them a turn. And if they don't have very much going on here, whenever you cast a non-creature spell... okay, so clearly on my turn when I attack with my Bolt Hound, they will opt and turn that into... oh, I guess they'll scry instead. I mean, I guess they'll shock. So that'll come to life. And it is pausing for them, so they probably have another instant... 2 Riddle forms, okay. Well, they're tapped out anyway, back to my turn, but clearly they're gonna Riddle form me very easily. If I get my green mana, well, it's not gonna work. I was gonna say, if I get my green mana and then that one cat that destroys artifacts or enchantments, then I could get it, but oh, there's my Fabled Pass. Okay, what can I do with this? I can bring out Rin and Seri and it'll probably live. Maybe we'll play it safe. Nah. Let's risk it for the dog biscuit. Ooh, look at how amazing that looks. So they have one red that could easily be a lava coil. And then that'll awaken both of those Riddle forms and attack me with 6. So... what is the opponent thinking about? How are they gonna riddle me this? Riddle me that? Hopefully they're not, their system's crashing. Hey there, Stevie, how are you doing? Welcome. We're trying to play with our brand new Core Set 2021 cards, sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. And I've got a cat-dog deck. My opponent did nothing, so clearly that is going to make a Riddle form come to life. So we'll attack. They'll activate double Riddle form, and then I'll turn on Heroic Intervention, so I guess that's what I'll do on that. Yeah, what is my opponent doing? Come on, Odeth. Is your system crashing? Are you planning amazing plots? They didn't block, so... they already passed their time to block, so that has to hit. Okay, so what I'll do here is summon this Magmut. You know what? I could have summoned the Magmut, actually. I guess I'll do it now. Summon a Magmut, that creates a cat. Unless they counter it, I guess. I guess I still get it even if they counter it. That's what I never quite understood. Like, how is it that if my spell gets countered, the triggered ability still happens? Some cards are that if your thing is removed, then it doesn't fully resolve. But here it does. So you gotta crash through. Okay, so that'll create 2 6/6s. Sure. But then hopefully I can turn on my Heroic Intervention and nothing happens. Okay, 3 mana on theirs. That could be a cancel. Yeah, let's try to heroically intervention. One thing that's funny about heroic intervention is that I keep confusing it with fog. That's not what it does, so that was a misplay. I keep thinking that heroic intervention is a fog, but that's not true. So that was a big misplay. So now if I attack over here, they will activate the Riddle form and double block my Rin and Seri. So the okay, that's gonna get shocked, but I could still have it do the tap ability right here. That's gonna make 2 blockers. They're gonna double block my Rin and Seri. That is a 5/5. They can still double block. Guess we'll wait. Yeah, Odeth. So clearly they've got a million opts just like that, so those will come to life. Those will come to life, so either I will... Well, if they're gonna need to attack to do 6 damage, then it comes back to my turn, and they have 2 mana, so that'll clearly be like 1 more opt, so those Riddle forms will come back to life, so this is game over for us. With their 2 open mana, they have a counterspell, they have a shock, they have a lava coil, they have whatever. It's going to make both of the Riddle forms come to life, and then it's going to wipe out my board, but we got to go for it, so here we go. So when you don't play with stipulations, then you don't know who you're going to play against, but yeah, anyway, so probably bounce back my Sovereign to make things smaller. Oh, that's an opt-see. So, yep, that's game over. They just had a very small, efficient deck, and those Riddle forms add up pretty well. And then they forgot that my Sovereign can do that if any cat does damage, so they can't make 2 Riddle forms come to life, and then now they're gonna scry that, so I guess that was kind of lucky. I forgot that my Pride Sovereign could do cool stuff when it attacks. It dealt damage, and then I could destroy an artifact or enchantment. Oops, the Riddle form is an artifact enchantment. They bottomed that. They have, they drew a card. They have 2 cards in hand. I have an overwhelming cat-dog presence. So probably they're just going to kill 1 thing and then say go. Alright, 3 lands. I guess we'll do it this way without having to attack anything. We'll do the Rin and Seri cat attack. There we go. Alright, that was surprising. If I forgot that the Pride Sovereign, Cat Sovereign, whatever it's called, I forgot that could do that thing actually, and so that was nice. That took him out. Alright, let's switch things up. Let's play a little bit of something else. How's everyone doing so far? We have Sealed and we have Premier Draft. So which of these do we want to do first? What does everyone in the chat say? Thank you. Sealed is that you get 6 booster packs, you make a deck. Premier is that you draft from 3, passing it around. So Which of those two modes should we do? We can also craft a Rin and Seri Brawl deck. So we got 1 vote for Premier, 1 vote for Sealed. Oh no, who else will vote? Who else will make the deciding? Here's how we will do the deciding. We'll use the good old random number generator right here. So my random number generator. Even will go with Premier, and then odd will go with Sealed. So let's see what this does. I guess let's switch to the large view right here for no shenanigans. Right here. So I haven't spun it yet, but let me just see where it's gonna look kind of weird, I guess. If I put it like that, I guess we can see what number it'll be. Okay, so here we go. Even is Premier, Sealed is odd. Okay, here we go. So it is an E. What? There's no number being shown actually. So let's try that. I should just use a 6-sided die. Yeah, let me use a 6-sided die. Like, why am I struggling with so many? I don't. Where's my die anyway? Okay, that's a 10 right there. So that is the Sealed. Okay, let's do some Sealed. I'll get some real dice in a moment. So, oh, here's something fun. So as part of my free account, thank you Wizards of the Coast. Actually, back to the game. As part of the Wizards of the Coast sponsoring, they gave me an account. Thank you for that. So I have 20,000 common wildcards. I have 20,000 uncommon, and I have 20,000 rare, and I have 20,000 mythic rare. So I can craft every single card that I want. In the total existence of Magic, there are 20,000 cards. So I can get 1 copy of every single card that has ever existed in the world of Magic. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. They also gave me, hey there, Astigos, what do you think of the mono white deck, Angel deck? You think it's balanced? I haven't played it yet myself, and I haven't crafted it myself. Tell me a little bit about it, like what's in it, or put a link. Tell me a link about where can I see it, because I'd like to check out a mono white Angel deck. That'd be fun. But in the meantime, so yeah, thanks Wizards. They also gave me a couple of gems. They gave me 1.6 million gems to play with. So yeah, that's cool. Thanks for that, Wizards. If someone would like to do the math, how many gems equals real money? How much real dollars does 1.6 million gems equal, if anyone can do the math? And then also Wizards gave me 1,833% on the Vault Progress. So that means I can just craft all these wild cards directly. So thanks, Wizards. Anyway, let's try out this Sealed deck. Okay, so cracking 6 boosters. The rares and the uncommons. Okay, Hooded Blightfang. It's a 1/4 Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch, each opponent attacks. Each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. That's fun. I want to make a Death Touch deck. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage, destroy Planeswalkers. So maybe some sort of fun Death Touch thing. Then we've got Speaker of the Heavens, 1 mana, 1/1, Vigilance Lifelink, tap it to create angels. Activate this if you have 7 or more life than you're starting. Okay, starting with 20 life. I need to have at least 27 life for this to work. So I can make angels every time I tap this, but I need to have at least 27 life. So let's see if we can get any life link stuff going on. We've got Heroic Intervention, amazing, gives your creatures indestructible and hexproof. I have to remember, this does not do fog. I keep thinking that this is a fog effect for some reason. It's not a fog effect, it's an indestructible hexproof effect, so remember that. Subira is cool, 3 mana, 2/3, she's got haste. You make another small creature unblockable. Then you can also draw cards based on the damage it does. And then we got a Temple of Malady for mana fixing, green and black. That would only apply to the Hooded Blightfang and the Heroic Intervention, I guess. And then we've got the Sanctum of All. So basically every single color, Legendary Shine. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and or graveyard for a shrine and put it into the battlefield. I only got one shrine, this one, so this is completely worthless. If an ability of a shrine does something, do it twice. If you've got 6 shrines, if you've got all of the shrines, then this is worth it. So this is clearly for constructed. So out of here, I'm not really loving what I got, but you know that. Let's see if we can do a Death Touch deck, possibly a Life Gain deck, possibly a small creature deck. Maybe, yeah, we didn't get the what's Emancipation? What's it called? The Fiery Emancipation. So that one's not there. So let's see what else we got in our polls. How do I make it show me only land? So the brand new version of Arena, this is not available to the general population yet. It gives you a pop-up right here that shows all of the possible advanced ways to search for stuff. So I managed to pull Azorius land, Dimir land, Izzet land, Rakdos land, Gruul land plus Scry, Boros land, and Radiant Fountain. So, okay, got some lands. Let's see what... Do we get any artifacts? Got a Tormod's Crypt. Back in my day, back in the 90s, this was amazing because 0 mana to exile your opponent's graveyard. I don't know how much graveyard shenanigans is really in this set, but 0 mana to wreck your opponent's graveyard. We also have a short sword. I probably will put that in there as repeatable damage. Yeah, I'll put that one right away. And we got the Meteorite. The most hilarious art of the whole set. That guy's completely dead. And the flavor text. And if I'm lying, he began. So, that's hilarious. 5 mana for a mana rock to give you 1 mana of any color. And when it enters, it deals 2 damage to one thing. Any creature, planeswalker, or opponent. That'd be good for mana fixing. I probably won't keep it, but I'll put it in the deck for the moment just to remind me of it. I'll put all of these artifacts just to remind me that I got those. Let's see what enchantments we got. Okay, I did get a Sanctum. I thought all the Sanctums were only rare, but the White Sanctum, which is pretty terrible, is in there. Griffin Airy at the beginning of your end step if you gain 3 or more life. Okay, so there's another thing about life gain. If you gain 3 or more life, create a 2/2 Griffin. So if I can get more life gain stuff, I can have that other rare white card. Maybe. Dubstep, enchant a creature +2, give it first strike plus knighthood. Cool. There's Riddle Form. Turns into a 3/3 when you cast a non-creature. Rousing Reed. Rousing Reed or Rousing Red? Rousing Reed. Past tense, right? Great literature can transport the reader. 3 mana, enchant a creature. When it enters, draw 2 cards, then discard 1, and then your creature gets +1 in flying. That's cool. Capture Sphere to lock down the opponent's creature. Enthralling Hold, 4 mana. I love that art. Look at that ghostly hand manipulating that guy. Enchant creature. You control... Enchant creature. You cannot choose an untapped creature as this spell's target. You control. Okay, so you can steal a creature as long as it's untapped. Cool. Furor of the Bitten. 1 red, enchant a creature. It gets +2 and attacks each combat. Okay, very vicious. What do I like here? I like the Griffin Airy. Capture Sphere. Enthralling Hold, Dubstep. Again, I'm just kind of throwing things together. I don't have the big plan just yet. Obviously didn't get any Planeswalkers. And what about some sorceries? Got Duress, Read the Tides, 6 mana, choose 1, draw 3 cards or return 2 creatures at sorcery speed. Duress, Pestilence Haze. Either all creatures get -2 or remove 2 loyalties from a Planeswalker. Rise Again, 5 mana, return creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Destructive Tampering, 3 mana, choose 1. A lot of these choose ones. Destroy an artifact or creatures with flying cannot block. Traitorous Greed, 4 mana, sorcery, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap it, it adds haste, and then add 2 mana of any one color. Ooh, that's fun. You steal your opponent's creature and give yourself some mana. Turn to Slag, 5 mana, deals 5 damage to target creature, and destroy all equipment attached. So if people are doing the got a notification perhaps. Yeah, I had a draw. I had a draw against an opponent at the very end, and they just texted me. Okay, so what is it again? Turn to Slag. If the opponent's got a lot of equipment on their creature, okay, wreck their equipment plus do 5 damage. What do I like in the sorceries? I like that direct damage, and I liked that Traitorous Greed. I don't know how much like artifacts matter. I'm just kind of throwing things together that I kind of like. What do you all like there in the chat? What have you heard about the new set that is going to wreck your opponent? There's the Swift Response. I like that a lot. Put a 1 counter on target creature. It gains protection. I like that. Target gets +1, draw a card. Rookie Mistake. 1 blue. Until end of turn, your creature gets +2. Theirs get -2. There's a cancel. There's a Frost Breath. Tap 2 creatures. They don't untap. I like that. Alchemeth's Gift. Target creature gets +1 and gains either Death Touch or Lifelink. Okay, so there's a Lifelink. There's a Death Touch kind of happening there. Village Rites. 1 black. Sacrifice a creature. Draw 2 cards. Grasp of Darkness. Double black. Something gets -4/-4. Finishing Blow, 5 mana, destroy any creature or planeswalker. Thrill of Possibility, of course, discard a card, draw 2. Volcanic Geyser, double X and red, deals X damage to any target. That is a game-winning card. When I was playing the Cube, the Devil's Play was the exact same thing, and it won me so many games. So this is going to make me say, definitely I am playing red. That wins games. So we'll further refine this deck soon enough. A creature gets +1 and hexproof for only 1 mana. I like that. Intervention, growth. So maybe red, green, possibly. Let's see other. Let's go back to any good enchantments there. Yeah, let's see about going with. Let's look what I have at so far. So, Tormod's Crypt, nah. The Guile, +1, hexproof to protect. The Short Sword, Fate of Resistance, +1 counter permanently and protection. If you have Life Gain, make Griffins. Response, kill a thing. Heroic, prevent your damage. Titanic Growth, huge attack. Dub, something gets +2. Frost Breath, lock down some creatures. Capture Sphere, lock down. Traitorous Greed, take control. Enthralling Hold, take control. Finishing Blow, yeah, I guess definitely not going with black. I could bring in the Meteorite to definitely mana fix if I'm going with 3 colors. The Geyser. I've got like 3 of everything so far. I still can't quite decide. Okay, let me keep looking. Let's look at some creatures. So if I gain life, let's see what life link we have. 1 creature with life link. Okay, so definitely white is the white life gain is not gonna work. 1/3 for 1. Daybreak Charger, that art on that is beautiful. Forest Email is the artist. 3/1 for 2. When it enters, target creature gets +2. Tempered Vet. It's a 1/2, 1 and tap. Put a counter, a permanent counter, on a creature. But it has to have a counter first. Then for 6, put a counter. Ooh, pretty expensive. Warded Battlements. I like that. It's a creature that gives your creatures +1 when they attack. Valorous Steed, 3/3 Vigilance. When it enters, create a 2/2 Knight. Medallion Arcanist, 2 mana, creates, gives you colorless mana, but only for instants and sorceries. Library Larcenist, 3 mana, 1/2. When it attacks, whenever it simply attacks, draw a card. I like that. Teferi's Protege, it's a 2/3 with loot. Tome Anima, 4 mana. Spirit cannot be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards. I don't love that. Wishcoin Crab, 2/5 blocker. Kitesail Freebooter, I love that, but I don't think I'm going to go with black. Nothing else was good in black, so I'm not even going to look at those. Just don't show me those. Goblin Arsonist, 1 black, 1/1. When it dies, deal 1 damage. That's cool. Chandra's Magma, tap it to deal damage. Cool. Chandra's Pyroling, 2 mana, 1/3. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage, this gets +1 and gains double strike. So if I can do damage, to an opponent, this becomes a 2/3 with double strike. We'll see if we can make that work. Bolt Hound, I love that. 2/2 haste gives a creature +1. Onake Ogre, just a 4/2, probably not. Spell Gorger, permanent +1s as it gets bigger, as you do non-creature spells, yes. Subira, probably. Bone Pit Brute, 4/5 with Menace. When it enters, gives something else +4. Yep, that'll be the top end. Snare Spinner, 1/3 reach. Yep. The Ornery Dilophosaur, 4 mana, 2/2 Death Touch. When it attacks, if you control a big creature, this gets +2. Saber-Tooth Mauler, 3/3. When something dies, this gets a +1 counter. Gnarled Sage, 4/4 reach. As long as you've drawn 2 or more, this gets +2. So it could be a 4/6. You're surprised you're not building a black deck. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of great cards in black, unfortunately, so I'm kind of skipping them. Colossal Dreadmaw for the top end. Okay, I'm thinking red and green. I'm gonna, without looking too hard, I'm gonna remove the non-red and green cards. Without thinking too hard first. So if we go with just red and green, we got 12 creatures. Alright, let's just stick it with red and green. In red and green. Creatures. We need, what is it? It's 15 that is recommended in the number of creatures. Let me see that again. 16 creatures is recommended in sealed. Okay, let's put in all of the other red-green creatures. Alright, the other red-green creatures. So, the Mauler, the Sage, and the Dilophosaurus. Oops, that gives 15 creatures. How much did I say? 15 or 16? You need 16 creatures as recommended. So we'll put 2 of those orneries. Okay, so we have the 16 creatures, 8 non-creatures, that's 41 cards. Okay, getting there. Got the Forest Mountains, the Geyser, that's the game winner. The Bone Pit Brute, turn to Slag, so 5 damage with 5 mana. Traitorous Greed, steal their creature and beat them with it. Bolt Hound, Titanic Growth. Oops, my thing is a 4/4. Snare Spinner, Intervention. Magma, Short Sword, Ranger's Guile. Okay, I think... Yep, there we go. So here's the deck. What do we think about this? On the 1-drops, Goblin Arsonist. It's a 1/1. When it dies, deal a damage to something. So it could probably pick something off. It could pick off a 2/2 or do, things. Oh yeah, they let us now have the larger view here. That's something new coming to Arena as well. Larger view. Short Sword, so repeatable +1 to things for only 1 mana. Chandra's Magmite, it's a 2/2. Tap it to deal 1 damage to a player or planeswalker. Chandra's Pyroling, it's a 1-3. When you do non-combat damage, this gets +1 and double strike. Heroic Intervention, protect your creatures. Snare Spinner, 1-3 with reach. If it blocks a flyer, it becomes a 3-3. Titanic Growth, makes a creature +4/+4 instantly. Volcanic Geyser, red double X, instantly deal X damage to any target. If you need to pick off a big creature, a very annoying creature, a planeswalker, or finish the opponent, that's going to be a game winner, I guarantee. Bolt Hound, 2/2 haste, other attackers get +1. Spellgorger, weird, when you do a non-creature spell, +1 permanent. Subira, not really amazing synergy with my deck, but it's a 2/3 with haste. Besides that, it cares about small creatures, and the smallest creatures that I have, there's some of these weirds, Bolt Hounds, Magma. I've got some small creatures. I guess it could work. Trader's Greed, steal their creature and make mana. Ornery Dilophosaurus, it can be a 4/4 if you've got another big creature, or it's a 2/2. Death Touch. Sabertooth Mauler, it's a 3/3 if another creature dies. +1 permanent counter. Turn to Slag, 5 mana, 5 damage, and destroy equipments. Gnarled Sage, 5 mana for a 4/4 with reach. If I've drawn 2 cards, which I don't think that'll happen, this would be a 4/6, so it's a 4/4 for 5. It's a 4/4 for 5 and reach. Bone Pit Brute, 6 mana for a 4/5 with Menace, and when it enters, give something else 4/0. And then 2 big old Colossal Dreadmaws. So many Colossal Dreadmaws, first printed in Ixalan, then Rivals of Ixalan, then Core Set 2020, and then they're back again for 21. And then 9 + 8 forests and lands. So 17 lands. Let's change the deck box. We're going to use the win condition card. And then for the sleeves, what sleeves should we pick? I basically have all the sleeves. How about the new dog sleeve, or one of the Theros gods, or a Soul Ring sleeve to really strike terror into their hearts, or one of the guilds. This is red and green. I could put my Gruul. I love the Gruul sleeve. I can also fake them out with Cryptic Command, Liliana, Chandra, etc. So what does everyone think? What sleeve should we pick for the what sleeve should we pick for the game here? Some good sleeve to really be able to gotta vote. We gotta vote for Bolt or the dog. Okay, any other votes? What should we go with? So many good ones to pick. I'm leaning towards the dog because it's the brand newest, most exclusive. Got another vote for dog. Okay, let's go with dogs. Even though the deck is not dog focused, let's work with that. Let me take a quick break. I got to answer a quick phone call, and when we come back, we're going to play the draft deck and see how well we do against our other early access streamers. Thanks to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring. Let's see how well our Gruul deck does right after this short break. Less than 10 minutes, probably 5 minutes or so. So we'll be back in just one moment. BRB. Talk amongst yourselves. Alright, we're back, so let's see how this deck plays. This cruel deck, thanks to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring me. And I have to say that because it's part of FCC disclosures. It is the law. When you are given free product, you need to disclose it. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so have these other players here. Let's see who else is... Who else is on the server? Okay, so horrible opening hand. Completely horrific. Let's see if we mulligan into something better. At least I have the right colors here. This is still pretty bad, but obviously I can't mulligan more, so I guess Titanic Growth won't be very useful. Always be friendly with the hellos. And they have the new pet over here. They've got this, like, dire wolf. Right there. Pretty vicious. Alright, so, yep, I'm going to be very far from what I need to play, so we'll do some of this. I'm very far from what I need to play. Obviously, I have plenty of early turn plays, but instead we get some of that, so... Ooh, that's a nice card. That's a mana accelerator as well as dry card. Okay, well, finally have at least a creature to block. I'll have my fourth land. With that fourth land, I can bring out the Dilophosaurus Rex. Roaming Ghostlight, eh? Okay, that's a thing. Let's instead then bring out our big one. Well, it's not that big yet, but it's got Death Touch, so let's see, what will they send? They're going with Simic. They're going in the air with Simic. Okay, I believe I can do Reach. That's a 7/3. I can handle that. But let's bring out... I don't have that one for Reach yet. Okay, I guess... I'll take out the flyer, have a blocker with Death Touch. Doesn't have trample, right? Yep, just a plain old 7/3. Haha, they're going for that. Fine. They're gonna whittle me down. Hopefully they don't have some sort of... Okay. What's next? A 2/2 Prowess. Sure. Let's bring out our 4/5 with Menace. Obviously I wanted to plus something else. So I gave them... I made their into a 6/2. Oops. Jeskai Elder. Chrome Replicator. So... What do I keep thinking I have Reach? Did I craft a card with Reach? I did, but why do I keep forgetting I don't have Reach? Anyway, how about we bring a big ol'... Only when it attacks. That's nice. Okay, so... I guess we'll hold off that intervention a little bit longer. That's a nice cat. That's my Reach creature. Alright, let's see if we can stem the tide a little. That meteor. Okay, well, let's see what damage we've got about to happen here. They might hit my dog. No, they're gonna hit my Death Touch. Okay. So That's in the air. I guess they might forget that that exists, but probably not. Let's hit them for 1. That is now a 4/4. Okay, there's the game winner, but I need to wreck their... When Chrome enters, if you control 2 or more non-land, non-permanents with the same name as another, create a thing. Okay, I probably should take out... I can probably stabilize... Well, yeah, let's hold off on that geyser. I can probably stabilize pretty well. Because if they attack with that 4/4... If they attack with that 4/4, I can block it with my 4/5. Man, that's an Ugin, so this is like a good game, right? As soon as that comes out, this is game over, so we'll just... Are you sure you want to do that? So, okay, I guess we can do this. Guess we have to use up our geyser. And then I've got intervention to prevent one intervention. I mean, to prevent one attack. Actually, yeah, I keep forgetting that this intervention is not a freaking fog, so... Stupid. Okay, so... Yep, that's when you get Ugin like that, you know, that's definitely game over, so... There was no way around that. Alright, let's try the next one. Yeah, I just wasn't getting any good draws in time, I guess. I was really far behind in terms of I didn't even get a good creature until turn 3 or 4 after mulliganing, so we'll see what happens on the next one. So let's see, I go first, low cost things, kind of. As long as we keep drawing lands. So there's the dog of that set. I think one of the cutest ones is this little fox, which you can throw a bone to like that. Guess what I'll do next is Subira, because then it can haste. But it's pausing for them so they have a shock. Probably... or one of those. So at least they used it there. Okay, so if I get my 4th land, I can bring out that Mauler. Truffle Snout. Now I could have guaranteed a... Well, they did it anyway, so that's a 4/4. But they have Gruul colors as well, so okay. That's a 6/6, I guess. I can't wait to steal it when I get my next land. Come on, next land. That's not the next land, but that's okay. So, can we do this? Can we put a counter? Yep, we can do it that way for sure. So all we need to do is get the next land, and then we will wreck them. Come on, the next land. I don't think they can do 14 damage. So that's got Death Touch. Whatevs. Come on, next land. There's my next land. Okay, we'll steal their own 6/6 and send it back to them. Plus mine becomes a 4/4. And I'll also add one more mana. Sure, but I want it to +7 on that. Yeah, I'll just go all in. I don't care if I lose stuff. And then, of course, equip this back to my creature. So I got a little notification right there. Okay, so we're down to the end. And a turret augur. So that was out of nowhere. So good game on that. Let me add a... At least there was kind of a fighting chance this time. So okay, I'm not too mad about that one. Let me add one of these other streamers. We're going to do a Brawl deck eventually. We're going to do Brawling eventually. It was very close, yep, but they managed to bring in that sneak attack, not sneak attack creature, but you know, that creature that did the final points of damage. They got the Ugin avatar, which looks a little weird from that position, actually. So let's see, what's the opponent doing? Okay, they're going with Selesnya, at least. A 3/3 for 2 with Defender. Okay, that makes sense. So are they going to have some sort of fight ability right here? Drowsing Tyrannodon. Hilarious. That's a 2/1 with Flyer. Sure, okay. Let's do this. I can Heroic Intervention just at the right time. Let's see, so putting it together like this. Let's see what they do here. Oh, anyway, that was a misplay because the Heroic Intervention is costing more because of that Vryn's Nightmare or whatever. God, reading the card explains the card. Alright, so got a 2/2 Vigilance, sure. So you can pay this for free so that 1/3 will become unblockable, so definitely that goes in. They'll probably double block with that Watchdog and Pteranodon. So then I would be glad to take out the 3/3. They're reading the card because it's got a lot of text on it. Yep, there we go, exactly as I said. I think I'm going to need to turn on the fan in a moment. It's getting a little hot in here. But let's see how this goes. I don't want to take my eyes off the action. What does everyone think? I think they're gonna... If they're attacking with that, they'll probably put in like their Titanical growth or something at this point. So let's see what happens. They'll probably put their Titanic growth. Okay. What else? Alright, I'm totally mana flooded, but I guess what we need to do here... is just keep putting the pressure. I'll have that blocker if their Wingmare comes in. Yeah, I keep missing mana. The Heroic Intervention would be useful, but... Vryn's Wind, whatever. Oh man. Okay, well... that's fine, let's bring out another creature. Now, as the opponent plays a million... As the opponent spends 1,000,000 hours to do their play, let me turn on the fan. It's a nice, bright, sunny day outside in Southern California, and it's already getting my room here a little warm. Oh, so they got a Dreadmaw, while I still have barely getting any lands. Okay, well, let's do a little equipping here, and then when they attack with that Dreadmaw, just intervention. So hopefully they also like pump up the... Well, again, I keep thinking that intervention is a fog. God, why did I put that in my deck? I keep forgetting that Heroic Intervention is not a fog. And I won't even be able to double block enough stuff here, but I guess I'll do it just to save a little life. Okay. Alright, so what do I finally get here? Guess we'll go for Shock and Awe. I'm just too far behind on mana. I'm not getting what I need, so we'll just end this because they've got the better deck. Okay, so what do we do here? So that's a 3/4, it'll only kill one thing. I guess the Vigilant creature will be fine. That'll go through. They still have a lot of power on board, so yep, there's no way around this. So 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's 13 damage. So this draft didn't go well at all, but it's just the first one, so we'll see about other drafts. Well, this deck just didn't come together. I thought I had some good stuff. I just never got a chance to get that volcanic geyser online, even though I said that's my win condition. I don't know, it just never quite came together. I don't know, I just didn't get any. I missed a lot of land drops. Was it just me, or did I miss a lot of land drops over and over? Because I had stuff to deal with, right? I had shock, I had slag, and I had stuff, but oh well. So we get 3 boosters of the new set, although it doesn't really matter because I have a fully stocked account. But let's see what we would crack here if this were a real account. Just to kind of see the cards some more. The Warden of the Woods, it's a 5/7. Comes the target. You may draw 2 cards. I like that. Fierce Empath, oh yeah, that's the 1/1. When it enters, go search for a big creature. And then there's the Ugin. Would have needed that in my sealed pool. Ugin is still talking. Crypt Lurker, it's a 3/4 horror. When it enters, you may sacrifice a creature or discard a creature card. If you do, draw. What else? Hunter's Edge, put a +1, then it deals damage, so it's a bite effect. Ooh, Grim Tutor, I want to open that card so badly in real life for my commander deck. What about over here? Fungal Rebirth. What is going on with that art? Return target permanent card and then create 2 Sapperlings. And then there's that hooded Blightfang. Okay, let's do something right here. Let's we have a we have a we have another Magic early access streamer that wants to do a Brawl deck, so let's see about quickly putting a Brawl deck together. Alright, so where's that other dog? There's that pack leader. What, you can't put pack leader in there? Okay, actually, Kahira won't work as the companion. Never mind. We'll put Kahira as part of the deck anyway. So I'm just kind of thinking a little hard here, so if I'm not quite vocal, just one moment. Crafting decks is serious business. Alright, so that's not too far off. 61 cards. Not tuned at all, however. 29 lands. Okay, so we need that scry land. We need these scry lands. So Temple of Abandon, Temple of Triumph, Temple of Plenty. So we need those. Then we need the... Can you search for 2 life? Okay, yeah, so there's these Shocklands. Okay, so Alvarian Void, Unclaimed Territory, might cut that one. Mobilized District, I kind of like that as an attacker, but it's not on theme. The Labyrinth, nope. Fabled, yes. Evolving, yes. Command Tower, yes. Sanctuary, it's kind of on theme, but it's not amazing. Ziggurat, any color, but for creatures. All the temples, of course. Scry, tap, scry, shock, and then scry. Okay. So that one does scry, that's a shock. Okay. Then 10 and 10. How much is that? That's 33 lands. $23, $24, $25. Oops, but I have 3 colors, so no mountains, thanks. Okay. $22, $23, $24, $25. Okay, so 25 lands, a bunch of utility lands. That's 57 cards. Let me just confirm here. Let me just confirm that with my future opponent. So I have the number of lands that I need. I have 25 lands. I need my mana rocks. So I need up to 5 mana rocks. So Arcane Sig, Mind Stone for turn 2, Pillar for turn 2, so 3 right there. Then we've got the Chromatic Lantern to fix all lands, Geode to scry and wheel. Okay, that's too many. So I know the Pillar of Origin will work great with creatures. So the 25 lands, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana rocks. Okay, that'll work. Let's also put in some Planeswalkers. Okay, do we want Ugin? Ugin's not on topic at all, but it's an amazing card. Obviously, I love to do decks that are very stipulation heavy, but what type of deck are you trying to build? This is going to be a cat-dog deck. The commander is Rin and Seri, so it's focused on cats and dogs. I'll put in some of these commanders. Actually, first of all, do I have Oketra in this deck? I don't. That is the honorary cat. I think there's a bug in the current builder where even though I crafted the deck, it doesn't show that it's fully crafted. So I'm definitely putting all of the dogs because I want to be on brand that way. Not every dog is amazing, but Mo, of course, is a friendly Brawl deck. I could do the good old Ajani's Pridemate trick, of course, but with the Ember Cat, Joriel as an honorary cat person. So there's still a lot where the deck can be tuned. But yeah, so if I'm not quite responding just yet, definitely put 9 lives in this deck, right? It would be almost sacrilege to not put it. Alright, so I'm at 70 cards. Gotta pare it down now, so... Okay, Protection Dogs, Pack Leader, Seal Away, Mutt, Round, Bronze Hide, Signet, Pillar, Banishing, 9 lives. I thought I crafted everything. Prison Realm Removal, Bolthound, Sovereign, Cat Lord, draw a card, Lantern, couple of Ajani's, Tribunals, Warden's Cage, Binding, War Leader, Wrath, Karuk. Guess we'll take them out. Guardian Project, of course. Mo. Do I have Smothering Tithe in here? Mo, Cat, Faladar, Oketra, Patagia, nah. Rambunctious, Keeper, Prophet, Calcification, nah. Let's put the Tithe in here. That's kind of auto-inclusive now, right? So then I have to cut 8 cards. Very tricky. So what do I do? 22 creatures. Maybe I have too much removal and that's kind of mean, so I might take some of that out. Banishing Light, Prison Realm, I guess that'll be good. So I don't need so many of these other removals. Guess we'll put 1 Planeswalker. Just put the Tyrants. So Pyromancer's Cage, Excel's Bind. Okay, I'll remove all of those, and then Crush Contraband is probably very useful because I don't have Disenchant. Cubwarden, Liger, War Leaders, amazing of course. Settle the Wreck, removal. Shatter in removal. Smothering Tithe. Storm's Wrath, I guess we'll remove that. Project is auto-include, basically. Mowu. God Eternal, Rambunctious. Okay, that's another thing that destroys an artifact or enchantment. Keeper could be card draw. Prophet is a scry, I guess. That's 62 cards. 62 cards. What are the last two to cut? Guess one less dog. Does it tell me what's the difference? 10 dogs, 10 cats. Okay, so I can't remove it. Zombie. What kind of zombie do I have in here? Soldier and zombie. What zombie soldier do I have in here? So what zombie do I have in here that... Oh, I know, Alketra. Zombie God. Okay, what do I do? Two final ones, I guess. Well, Ridden Seri, when it does the tap, it does the coup de grace with dogs. Okay, I don't want to remove any dogs at all, just because I need to have it perfectly symmetrical. So we'll leave the 10 cats, 10 dogs. So no creatures removed. So then what do we want to remove besides that? I guess the Pillar of Origins, because it's a mana rock, but it doesn't hit everything. 9 lives. This is totally on meme. I guess I'll remove the... Yeah, I guess I'll remove the 9 lives, even though I totally want it for that meme deck, so okay. Let's... Why did all my friends list disappear? They were having trouble with this. Oh, there we go. So, oops, and it disappears again. There it is. Okay, so... All right, so let's see what we're gonna do here. We've got another early access streamer, XLM, and we are gonna do a historic brawl. Cats versus dogs. I mean, cats. We're both doing Rin and Seri, so this is gonna be the mirror match. Good luck to XLM. Let's see what happens. I get to go first. Alright, so we have the Evolving Wilds. Turn to play Mind Stone. Okay. Turn 1 play will be this is gonna be exciting. We'll start off right away with what color are we missing? We're missing definitely red. Okay, so, and white, but we'll see. So, Mind Stone next turn. That lets me scry, don't need that yet. Mind Stone for some ramp. Next turn is a forest, which I could get the Chromatic Lantern, which then makes all... Oops, my opponent crashed. My opponent's thing crashed. my opponent's game crashed. So let's wait for them to do their thing. Look at this dog! Look at this amazing dog! How do I get a dog like that? The dog is like so fluffy and it has a little lay and everything. Hilarious. Look at that dog. How do you get that dog? Well, ours can turn into a cool little fox of different colors. Right, so anyway, next turn. I'm going to do the Chromatic Lantern. Gives me mana of any color. It makes all my lands a certain color so that I'm set. I could then bring out the Igneous Cur and then put a Huntmaster Liger on top of it, or I could bring out the Rin and Seri right away, but then it'll be a target, but I might be getting faster than my opponent. Oh man, so my opponent... my opponent's system crashed, so I guess I'm going to have to concede to this because they're just stuck. Great. Alright, so they restarted their system, and then let's try that again. So alright, let's try that one more time here. Alright, I don't know what's going on with my opponent, so let's play some other games. Now I want to start a sealed, but I'll probably be interrupted. Guess let's just play the regular... Let's play the regular ladder for a little bit. Again, if you're not connected with your opponent, then you don't know if what kind of deck they'll have, you know. So right here we're just kind of randomly playing with people. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, let's see our opponent. Ehrlich, VIP. So I get a scry land, and then my colors. You see how this goes. Although I have the Fabled Passage, which will be fine on my 4th land. Do I need more lands? Not really. Is it just me, or do the icons of the emotes look a little weird? Well, we're playing against an opponent that is going to accelerate, so GG. Let's see what crazy thing they bring out. So I guess next turn, Pride Malkin, and then after that, that's weird. Okay, so cycling in Indatha Triome. So we get a 3/2 right here. I could do the Fabled Passageway next. Okay, so we're just dealing with some standard. Ooh, okay, Azusa. So at least they're playing one new card. We have all of our colors, right? That's really cool animation right there, the Rinenseri. Okay, so they ramped up to a huge amount of land, so they'll probably play a Hydroid Krasis. Let's see if the opponent actually is doing anything new, because this is the exact same deck as before, but it's got Azusa. Obviously, you want to get Azusa out like turn 1, or as soon as possible. But, yep, there's a huge Krasis. Like, who cares? So that's a 5/5. Okay, so besides that, what I can do is a +1 onto everything to have enough mana to do multiple things. I could +1. Yeah, I could do this. I could bring out this Mutt, which makes a creature right there, and then +1 everything. So I'm going to block that together, sure. They're going to have another Krasis in hand. So there's like a brand new little subtle thing that I noticed, that when something does damage, it plays a sound, and then there's one more sound after that. So I've been noticing a few like little things in there. So yep, this person's just playing a completely boring deck. It's a good deck, of course, but it's boring. So let's just go for it. You know, everything gets a little bigger, but I guess who cares? They already have too many cards in hand, they have a lot of mana, so I don't think we're gonna make it, but well, let's see what happens. They've ramped pretty well, so here's their third Hydroid, or probably, oh, Dread Presence. Okay, they're gonna drop a Swamp, and then they're gonna take out my Bolt Hound. Okay, they probably won't attack with their 5/5. Okay, they're gonna go get one more Swamp, so they're gonna take out my other cat. And they're gonna drop another Swamp. Okay, well, guess that doesn't matter. Let's bring this out, getting mana screwed, so double blocks on that. Okay, just holds back, delays the inevitable, but then they're going to attack with a 5 flyer. Fine, a 3/3, so they're going to deal definitely 8 damage. And they're looking at their graveyard, so they're probably going to summon a bunch of things back from the graveyard. They probably have that one ultimatum, or that other bring back a bunch of things from your graveyard spell. So, like I said, the opponent is way too strong for this deck. I like playing these fun meme decks, but if you don't confirm with your opponent, They're just going to play the strongest meta who cares deck with no creativity. So there's no creative thing. See, there it is right there. There's no creativity happening at all in this deck. It's just, throw everything together. But what did that deck even do here? Choose 4. I guess they gained a bunch of life. I guess that's what they did there. So yep, that's nice. Okay, well, we'll just let that end it because there's no there's no way to win that. Alright, so I think my opponent that wanted to play Brawl is not around, so let's do some Premier Draft. Let's see these new cards. Let's see if we can get a table together. And while they are putting that together, I'm going to add a bunch of let's see if we can get a table to fill here, but I guess everyone's kind of doing a little bit of everything, so this is just the private server with not everyone in the whole world of Magic, so I don't know, this might not actually fill if people in our limited pool of players. There's the third person. Well, let's wait for this to start up. So, what does everyone think of the brand new set? Not Core Set 2021, but Jumpstart is a brand new, there's a brand new, even newer set coming out after 21. So if we go look at the web browser over here, these are the newest cards. Jumpstart. There's 495 new cards in Jumpstart. So a bunch of amazing stuff for Commander. Most of these are going to go into Historic. These are okay. Yeah, Lurk. I'll be around. Most of these are going to go into Historic on Arena, so you'll be able to play all of that. If we look at what are all of the legendary, we have 27 legendaries. Izamaru, Ghoul Caller, Gisa. She finally gets her own card, right? She's been in the various flavor texts, but not I don't think she's had her own card yet, right? Oh, she's been Commander 2014. That doesn't count. Galta is back. Etali is back. They didn't bring back all of the Elder Dragons, Elder Dinosaurs. I mean, Phyrexian Tower. That's a valuable card, right? $16. So how much is Galta? Regular Galta is $7, and then Etali is $4. What's the most expensive? What's the most expensive legendary in Jumpstart? Tiny Bones. Oops, we're ready. Back to the game. Back to the game. So Tiny Bones is currently the most expensive, but we'll look at that later. So what do we want to do here? Do we have a Stormwing entity? It's a 3/3 flying with prowess. This will cost X less if there's an instant. Sure. Then the Angelic Accession, exile their creature, then you get a big old flyer. There's the Tavern Swindler, beautiful art on that. 2/2, flip a coin, does stuff. Bolt Hound, Defiant Strike, Fetid Imp, Death Touch, Frost Breath. I like those, but let's grab that entity. And who... steal the opponent's creature in blue. 2/2 prowess. Sacrifice it to deal damage to something. Sniper 1/2. Secure the scene. Exile a non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1. Capture Sphere, so we'll get to those commons a little later, but out of the uncommons here, permanent control could be devastating. Idol of Endurance. Oh, this is the one that's really weird. When it enters exile, all creatures with CMC that are small, later on bring them back. It's a little too weird for me. Havoc Jester 5/5. Whenever you sack, deals 1 damage to any target. The Empath. Hobble Fiend. It's a 2/1 with Trample. So if I can couple that Hobble Fiend plus that Jester, stuff happens. Let's see if anything happens with that one. Tempered Veteran. Surge. That could be pretty amazing. In green, will that pull me towards green? The Steed has got Vigilance. Gloom Sower in 8/6. Becomes blocked. They lose 2 life, you gain 2 life. Amazing. Sky Scanner draws you a card, and it's a flyer. Track down. We'll be picking some of the kind of like the more rare cards and see where it takes us. So who else is on here? We've got Yawgmoth, Mage, Kite, Nipping, Karma. Oh, I know that person. Kanata, Dalibor, and Legend. I think that's the Legend, big famous Magic player, is part of my draft. Got another one of those invigorating things. Legion's Judgment is good removal in white. Truffle Snout, 3/3 for 3. Goblin Wizardry, create 2 red Goblin Wizard creatures. Hilarious. Liliana Stewart, that looks familiar. It's a 1/2, sacrifice it, they discard. Infernal Scarring. Well, it's still early, it's still pack 1, so... See the truth. Look at the top 3 cards, put one of those into your hand, the rest at the bottom. If the spell was cast from anywhere other than your hand, put each of those cards into your hand instead. That's fun, kind of tricky. Browsing Read. There's that rookie mistake, Truffle Snout. Things are passing pretty quickly. Teferi's Tutelage, when it enters, draw a card, then discard. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2. Do you want to do any sort of mill strategy? So let's see, we got so many nickel boluses, so many Ugins. Hey, that's a bug. Did you see that? That's a bug. Anyway, ooh, there's a peer into the abyss. Do we want to totally switch our whole strategy to black just because of that card? Bad Deal is also amazing. So people have been skipping these black cards, eh? So the dart, it's just a little bit of damage. I guess Tavern Swindler is back. Oh, there's that Frost Breath. Short Sword, I want that too. You know, that track down is actually kind of amazing. Lets you scry and then grab things. Came back to these devils. So many track downs came my way. That was a rookie mistake. I love the names of some of these. They're like so fun and artistic. Alright, so we're on to our next pack. So we've got red, green, and blue, heavy blue, but it's still, things are open, but it's time to buckle down. So how about an 8/8 whale? That might be a great top end. So a 2/3 flyer, whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. Tolarian Kraken, it's a 4/6. Whenever you draw a card, pay, and then tap a thing. You can have the Brontodon, Arcanist. That's a Cyclops. There's a Scorching Dragonfire. It's 7 mana. Temple of Mystery could be useful. Let's see about going red. Let's see about going red-green. I mean red-blue. So if we go with red-blue, that roaming Ghostlight was pretty good. Yeah, people are passing their stuff. So we're gonna go with a red-blue deck. It's still very early in the format, so it hasn't been fully cracked yet. People don't know what the good stuff is just yet. Maybe some of you there in the chat have the secrets. Okay. Forgotten Sentinel 4/3. A 4/3 comes in tapped. Let's see if no one gives that Sentinel a good home. The art on that was looking pretty interesting. So they finally added this where you can click to view what you've gotten so far. We didn't have this before. So I can see I've got 8 creatures. So I'm going to be streaming most of the day. Then I've got to do some. I've got to go on to a Zoom job call at 6. I think I've got another thing going on at about 3. So then after all that's done, I will be back after my thing at 6 and then stream until they kick me off of the server, trying out all of the new cards. A hexproof 5/7 I think is kind of amazing, so let's put that in there. Anything that's hexproof and big is often pretty good, although obviously with some Death Touch critter, that's what happens there. Another Tome Anima. Get that Tome Anima on my squad. Everything here, there's nothing of any color that I need, so this pack is a dud. The Kraken comes back. The Kraken comes back in. Hobble Fiend. Nothing good here, but I guess that Radiant Fountain, a little life. Okay, no one wanted a fountain. I'll take it. Getting a traffic jam over here. Nothing great here. I guess that Sentinel, it was being forgotten by other people, but I'll put it onto my team. Nothing good here too. Okay, well, can't wait for pack 3. Why do they put a basic land in a pack? Are you kidding me? Brash Taunter 1/1 indestructible. Whenever Brash Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. You gotta load that up with a bunch of artifacts and stuff to be useful. Capture Sphere, I think I want that. And there's Shock. I think we want Shock. There's one of the Sanctums. Discard a land card or shrine. Deals X damage where X is the number of shrines. Ooh, so terrible. Experimental Overload. 4 mana, create X. Create 1 X weird creature. It could be a fun payoff. My creature count so far is 13, so that's good. There's another Tome Anima. Lofty Denial. It's a basic counter spell. Not a basic counterspell, but it's a counterspell. There's another one of these tutelages. Did I already grab one? I already grabbed one of those. The Frantic Inventory. There was one in the other pack. There's another Havoc Jester. Let's go with a flyer that draws a card. So we got a bunch of cards coming together. It's still, this is just my second draft. Is it the second or the first? No, this is the first. This is the first draft. The other one was sealed. So it's just about kind of getting a variety of cards together at the beginning and just kind of seeing how it all works. There's another Frost Breath, Thrill of Possibility, Fountain. Miscast. Keen Glide Master. I need 2 more creatures and I'll be set. At least I'll have creatures. Kinetic Augur. Usually that auto pick doesn't do very much. Unsubstantiate. Or Rookie Mistake. I'm getting all the packs now. So many Tome Animas. Everything's totally getting passed over here. Alright, that's the deck. That's the draft. Let's see how we can put this together. Got 18 creatures, 13 non-creatures, so I need to remove 2 creatures. Let's go this way here. So, on the lowest end of creatures, 3 of these Wall of Ruins, I just need 1, right? And then after that, there's a couple of these for the early game. Draw a card plus flyer, 3 of these Tome Animas. Battle Rattle, Augur, Sentinel. Yeah, so creatures is just about there, so I'll keep those. 13 non-creatures. I need to drop 6 non-creatures. Do I need to steal my opponent's creature. Yeah, after they pay a lot for something amazing. Capture sphere for a lockdown. Create a huge, weird... Frost Breath. Lockdown. Tutelage. Guess not really going to that route at all. That's some removal. Miscast, nah. There's that opt, rookie mistake, nah. 43 cards. Opt for the card draw. Wall of Runes, Scry, Shock, Short Sword to make things bigger. See the Truth for card draw, Unsubstantiate for removal. Hobble Fiend, not that impressive actually. Then the Frost Breath, Protege the Scanner, Capture, Tome Anima, Battle Rattle, Kinetic. I kind of feel like, is that Experimental Overload going to do too much? We're at 41 cards. We can live with that. That Enthralling Hold, of course, in double blue would be amazing. Why don't I have any M21 lands here? Let's see the lands. Alright, so what we're going to do here is set the card back, and it's not one of those, but I'll put another dog there. This is at 3.4, 14, and 10. 14, 8, and 3. 8 islands, 7 mountains, 2 radiant fountains. Let's see the lands. I want that for the islands, and then for the mountains. What's a cool mountain? I like the... Hey there, Cedric. How are you doing? Welcome to my early access streamer event sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. I am trying out the brand new Core Set 2021 cards with me and other VIP streamers. So you get to see the latest and the greatest cards. You get to see my new dog deck. Are you more of a cat person or a dog person? There's only one right answer, so choose wisely. So for the moment, though, I'm doing the draft. I've done a sealed. It didn't go too well. I just started a draft. We'll see how that goes. I've been playing people randomly, and it's on and off okay. But this can do stuff. So yeah, we'll go first. Adam Ant is our opponent. You're a lover of both. That's the right answer. Okay, let's bring out this Wall of Runes. That's not a land. Next turn, Hobble Fiend, and hopefully get my third land. I'm a little far from these big spells, but I'll be able to loot, and I've got a blocker, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, that's not a land. I got the dog sleeves as well. Yep. Wizards gave me an account that has, let's look at it here, zoom in, look at it, it looks amazing. Wizards gave everyone an account full of gems, full of anything we want to do with this account. And so one of the things I did, of course, was to go buy some cool things, such as these dog sleeves. Now what I could do here is sacrifice, if I don't get another land, I could sacrifice, yeah, I'm not getting another land. Okay, well, this is game over. So we'll have to do this. If I get my third land, I can get my protege out. They have enough to pump up that igneous cur with a +1, or how much? It adds a +2. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, well, at least this will let me go get cards, so 2 of these were coming. If I attack with that, next turn they'll be able to pump their cur, so they probably don't want to lose that Celestial Enforcer. Okay, I guess you can lose it, that's not too bad. Okay, so I finally have my third land. What do I do with my third land? The only thing I can really do is bring out my protege, although that won't be a very good blocker. This immolator, pretty good. Alright, so I have to be careful here because this Heartfire Immolator, it can sacrifice itself and deal 2 damage to something. So if they attack me with their 1/2, then they can kill itself to deal that damage. Let's see what happens here. I'll probably attack with the cur and then pump it up. Game is a little close, but I was behind pretty badly. I'm gonna double pump it, so that'll be a +4, that'll be 5 damage. So I need my Capture Sphere. Oh, they only did it once. Interesting. I need my Capture Sphere. 5 mana will let me steal anything I want. Let's see what happens with an attack first, and then after this, I could do the Enthralling Hold. I probably want to hold the Enthralling Hold until they have a huge thing to borrow. 5-finger discount. So for the moment, I guess what I could do is bring out a 5/5. So how's everyone doing today so far? It's getting a little warm at the moment, I feel, over here in Southern California. So I'm gonna wreck one of my things. Fine. Is that a permanent? That's until end of turn, right? Oh, yeah, it should have prowess, right? So I'm gonna torch that one. And that's another prowess until end of turn, I hope. It's not so bad. So how about lock a couple things down? That will save me a turn. Save me for a turn. And then if they summon something amazing next turn, then I can enthrall it. It's not really that great. Do I want to steal that? Discard something and tap it for indestructible. What I could do here, that'll be a 2/2. So I guess I don't quite need that yet. So they could attack with a 3/1 and still do the discard and still get the indestructible. It's sort of like the Adanto Vanguard. Alright, here we go. Things are coming to the end. Let's see if they have a combat trick here. So I have to block. Interesting. Instead they go with a Magmut. Sure. I can shock that Magmut. Now, let's see if they want to get rid of that. Then I can get an experimental overload, I guess. So is there a card that they want to keep? I guess not. Okay, that's fine. So bring something back. Lock down their creature might work. Okay, got a couple blockers. And if I block with my Pitchborn Devil, it can do 3 damage to anything. So let's see if they don't prowess that Immolator too much. The Igneous Cur is cool. It can get the +2 to things. Alright, so they're going to go for it. So clearly the Cur is going to... The Cur is going to do its thing. Let's see if they have any combat trick. Probably then what I would do is the final 3 damage to that Cur. If I get my final land, I can get a Tellarian Kraken. Okay. Well, that was a good one. And then they have their final combat trick. So that's still game over for me, I guess, but not really, because I'll be able to tap them down for 1 turn. Oh, I can bring in... I could bring in a 4/6, or I can tap them down, or I could steal. A lot of things to do. Let me steal. I don't think they've got an amazing creature, so instead I'll steal that, that Cur. Although it's tapped, so... Unless they can +3, which they definitely could. They could easily +3 that. +1. This is very close. So I'll have their creature, but... Now don't tell me their final card is a destroy enchantment. Anyway, they're going to attack. I have no defenses. Fine. Let's go in with our 3/3. And then see about having a 4/6 blocker. Alright, what are we gonna do here? That became unblockable. Well, that's one way to win, so let's go on to the next opponent. So triage. What else could have gone right for me? I don't know. I can't really think about like how else I could have played that differently. Well, here it's mostly about looking forward to the future. So Migu Cheras is the opponent. Alright, so I'll play an opt to get something, then next turn I could see the truth. So another one of those. That looks pretty cool. Do I need that third land? Yeah, for the hold, I guess. Let's conceal that we've got a lot of amazing stuff at the moment. What does this do again? The art looks pretty interesting. Maze Mind Tome. It's a 2-mana artifact. Tap it to put a page counter plus you scry. Cool. 2 and tap, put a page counter. Tap and put a counter on it. Don't fully get that. But anyway, so we'll reveal our next color here just in case. 4th turn. So if you simply tap it, you could scry, but if you pay the 2 and tap, you could draw a card. I wonder why they didn't do the... Well, I guess it adds the counter both times. Wishy-washy coin kid is here, sure. As for myself, gain life, I have 4 mana. Is that an uncommon? No, that's a rare. Alright, so they've got their mana coming along pretty well. Let's see if we can do anything with this Jester. Draw 3, then discard. Okay. Rain of Revelation at instant. Pretty cool. I like the art on that. Check out that like tie-dye shirt action on the character. Well, the opponent probably has a pretty good advantage. They've got that tome where they can kind of craft their deck a little bit. I don't really see what else the deck is doing. It's just like draw a bunch of stuff. I guess it's kind of a control-ish thing, or like draw out the game sort of thing, I guess. I don't really see what their game plan is yet. Teferi's Toot. I guess some mill action is going to happen. So am I able to steal that? I guess that's what their game plan is going to be, some middle. My enthralling only steals a creature. I have a Kraken coming up. Let's see if we can get this Kraken online. Now they could have their enthralling hold as well. You know, they have the double blue. Yeah, their deck has a lot of advantage. They have a full set of cards, they have plenty of mana, they've got the mill going on. It'll be very evident very soon if I need to just concede, because they might have crafted a very strong deck. And if they're taking this long, they probably have a lot of possibilities to play and to win, so let's see if the opponent steps it up a little bit. So I wonder what that green is there for. I haven't seen anything meaningful in green. But that obviously means something amazing's coming. Okay, so a Sanctum. So definitely the mill strategy is the big idea. So mill is the big strategy. Let me see. Guess I'll just put out another creature. So I'm at 20, they're at 4. Like, you know, what are they trying to put together? So they're trying to mill me. Can I make it? I have 17 cards in hand, actually 15. So draw and discard another. So let's see, is an amazing mill strategy going to take me out? So I'm really wondering what the green is for. They don't have the black card that makes me draw half my deck, so that's good. I could do the experimental overload. I need one more red mana. Oh, there's my red mana. So I'll do the experimental overload and bring back a shock for some final damage, I guess. What else direct damage do I have here? Alright, well, they're really running down the clock. That's not a draw effect, so that shouldn't do anything with that tutelage. Good. So 4 colors, okay. Are they going to bring that? No, they're still missing black mana. So are they trying to do 5 color good stuff? So I have have 3 creatures, they have 1 blocker, they have 1,000,000 mana. On the one hand, you know, you're worried that they have lots of mana and lots of cards. But then on the other hand, that happens. And then so they're just going to mill you out. But if I can pull this off here, I might be able to do something here. You can't choose an untapped creature. Okay, never mind. Stupid. Okay, well... Is this gonna work? No, of course, they had their final 4 damage. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Are we gonna get turbo milled our final cards? Yeah, we're gonna lose by mill. It was so close. And the worst of it is playing against an incredibly slow player that I don't think it takes that long to do your plays, but I guess. So they're obviously going to just bounce back my my creatures again or lock them down or something just for like some final slowing down, final disruption, and then mill the final cards. So clearly they are playing slow because they're trying to figure out their amazing strategy, not because of their deck or something. I mean, not because of their connection. Okay, 1 more life gain to drag things down. Ton of mana. They'll have a couple blockers. They'll lock things down. Destroys the equipment as well. What luck! There's a Sanctum. That's not enough to tap things, and they have 1 final blocker. Alright, this is it. We're gonna lose because we're going to get so if they waste my time in terms of still casting a bunch of things without passing, then clearly. So, yep. Why waste my time when clearly it's over? As soon as it becomes my turn, nothing else is going to happen, so what was the point of that? Alright, let's see here. So Turn 1, crash through. That's a big brain play right there. At least I've got a blocker. What are the odds that I have an opponent that, of course, has the, as soon as it attacks? Alright, suddenly goblins. Okay, so here's an amazing Is It deck coming together. Alright, so that's one of the things about reading the card explains the card. I remember now that the enthralling really only works with things that have to be tapped. It's kind of hilarious. So it's definitely worser than Control Magic, the classic one. Is that a final shock? Nope. Okay, so there's like a lot of sound and fury here, but Forgotten Sentinel. Triple blocking, okay. Alright, they're down to 2 of these little wizard things. That Megalodon is pretty amazing, especially since I cannot deal with it. So, as a 5/7... Alright, let's see what they do here with this Megalodon. I can obviously block it, but let's see what combat tricks they do here. Nothing, okay. That's one less creature. Or just go for it right here. They have something in hand. So they'll take the hit with they'll take the hit from the 3/3 and block the 6/3. That's fine. So wait till I get my own spined megalodon. Oh, not attacking. Okay. That can become 4, 5, 6. So a final... Alright, they're going to bring back a cancel. How much longer are you going to stream? I'm going to stream probably until 3, so half an hour or so, and then I'm going to take a break for a little while. Let's see if we can get this capture sphere going. Nope, they're going to cancel it, but I guess that'll be fine. Interesting. Let's see if they cancel this kinetic auger. Let's see about doing something very wacky here. Something very wacky. Alright, I could live with that. Next up, it's going to be a battle of the cancels. So I have to obviously bait something. Unless that is reactive. Okay. It's pretty weird. 5 damage. Okay. They have that final cancel, so let me get something good. Have lots of mana. Let's see if they're going to cancel that. Obviously they have at least one cancel in hand, so what can we do to survive this? Alright, so clearly this will get cancelled, and then I probably will have the ability to possibly bring my big Megalodon. Let's see if they don't have a final cancel. So I can't believe that wizard has been doing so much. Well, it's come down to this. If I get anything besides a land, I mean, if I get a land next turn, it's completely game over. Well, that's a good place to end the stream for the moment. A series of complete losses. So this is going to be a good point to take a break. I'll definitely be coming back later today, but then I'm going to be later on here tonight. So thanks everyone for hanging out so far. Hopefully you got some good got to see some good cards and stuff, and then we'll continue it a little bit later on. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you later tonight.